Hello friends, welcome to Crackit CSE, and in this series of database, so far we have completed up to relational algebra, and in this video we will be discussing the next topic, which is SQL. So we will be understanding what is the definition of SQL, how we use this, what are the different type of query languages in SQL. There are 5 types of query languages in SQL, so we will be understanding the working of each particular query language. So before starting with this video, I would like to request you all, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe this channel so that you can receive such more videos for the GATE and other competitive exam for computer science engineering. So now let's start with this content. So what is the full form of SQL? First of all, the SQL is known as Standard Query Language. So the full form is Standard Query Language. What it is? What is SQL? SQL is a standard database language. That means it is a standard database language. That means that we can implement the operation using this SQL language on a particular database. What kind of operations we can do? We can use this SQL language to create, maintain and retrieve the data from the relational database. That means we can create a table, we can maintain, modify that particular table, and also we can retrieve the information from a relational database. So that relational database can be MySQL, Oracle, or can be any other database. So now there are 5 kind of query languages in SQL. One is data definition language, data manipulation language, data control language, data query language and transaction control language. So what is the meaning of data definition language? What is the use of data definition language? The data definition language is used to define the structure of the database. What is the meaning of structure here? That means what will be the table, how many attributes should be there in the particular table, what will be the foreign key integrity constant. So this data definition language deals with the outer structure of a database. That means what kind of table can exist there, how many rows and how many columns, what is the limit, how you can just implement the integrity constant, foreign key integrity constant. So it deals with all the outer structure of the database. So some example is create table. Using this command we can create a table. Add column. Using this add column we can add an attribute to a particular table. The next is data manipulation language. So as the name says, manipulation, that means we can modify. So using this data manipulation language we can modify the data in the existing table. So whatever are the existing table in a particular database, we can modify the data, we can modify the values of the records using this data manipulation language. So there are 3 major commands or queries. So one is insert. So using insert we can insert a particular row or a tuple value into a table. For example, insert into student. Student is a table name, so insert into table name, and these are the attribute of the student table. Values S1 and Arun. That means we are inserting this value S1 and Arun in a student. So S1 will be under SID and Arun will be under name. So this particular row will be added in SID as SID as name in student table. So insert is used to insert the particular record into a specific table. Delete is used to delete a record from a table. So take this example. Here I am having S1 and Arun. So if you want to delete this S1 and Arun, you can write delete from student values is equal to S1 or Arun. So wherever it is finding the row as S1 Arun, it will delete it. There is also another method for writing this particular query, which is you can write delete from student where SID is equal to S1 and name is equal to Arun. So if you write that way, that is also okay. So we will be discussing all the queries in detail. So this is just an introduction video so that you can have an idea that how these things actually works. Do not need to worry if you are not getting anything. We will be going with the flow and we will be understanding each topic one by one. Next is update. Using this update query we can update a particular value in a table. So here update student table where name is Isha. So we have to update the name from Isha to Arun. That means update student name, we have to update name as Isha where we are having name as Arun. So the Arun name will be replaced with Isha in all the rows. So wherever we are having the name as Arun, it will be replaced with Isha. So that's how this update works. Now next thing is data control language. This data control language is used to provide or restrict user privilege. That means in offices it is mostly we use privileges in offices in any professional work or something. So it is used to give the authorization or privilege as per the rules. For example, if you are having a bank manager would be able to know the bank balance and all the different details of a particular bank customer, but the clerk need not to have all those details because he might misuse those details. So we can use data control language over there. So two commands are, first is grant create table to username. That means we are giving the permission to create a table to username. Here we are giving the privilege of creating a table to a specific user 1. In the second, we are revoke drop table from user 2. So we are removing the permission from this user 2 to delete a table. From after this particular query, the user 2 will not be able to delete a table, right? Similarly in data query language, so this data query language is mostly used and it is used to fetch or retrieve the data from the database. So if you want to extract any information, if you want to retrieve any information from a particular database, we need to use these queries, in which we have select attribute from table name. So what is the syntax? Select attribute from table name. So attribute name is SID, table name is student. So this query will give you all the student IDs of a particular student table. Here duplicacy can be possible. That means here there may be a case when multiple rows are having same student ID. For example, let me take an example. See, so I am having a table of SID and name, right? And I am having SID as S1, S2, S3 and S3. And if I run this query, select student ID from student table. So if here it select the student ID, it will give you the output as S1, S2, S3, S3. It will give you the student ID of each respective row. So the redundancy is possible. That means it will not give you the distinct value. But if you need to have distinct value, you can write it like select distinct from student ID. So if you select distinct, here there needs to be student ID. So if you put distinct keyword in a particular query, then it will give you the distinct value. First of all, it will find out the all student ID, then from this ID it will find out the distinct value like S1, S2, S3. So this is the main difference between these two tables. So as I already told you that in relational algebra, every time in a table we are getting the distinct record, but in SQL it is not necessary that you will get the distinct record, because it will give you the value for each respective row, and if you want to have the distinct values, then you have to use distinct. Another one is transaction query language. So this transaction query language manages the matters related to the transaction. So whatever the matters, whatever the conditions, whatever the issue we are having with the transaction, it will be managed by this transaction control language. So here there are three commands. One is rollback. What is the meaning of rollback? Rollback means undo. So you may have experience this rollback whenever you are going to an ATM to take out your money. Sometimes what happens is balance is deducted from your account, but the cash is not out from the ATM. In that case, after some time the deducted amount came back into your account. So this is because of this rollback. What is commit? Commit is confirm. That means if a transaction is completed, then it will commit. It will make all the changes in the database when the transaction is completed. Save point works as the checkpoint. It works as the checkpoint. So you can understand this save point by the example of downloading. So wherever you are downloading any particular file from the internet, sometime what happens is the file suddenly stops downloading in between, and whenever you are resuming it, it will start from that particular place only. So it is the save point. So I hope that you got what is SQL, what are the different query languages I am having in SQL, and how we can use these languages. So if you found this video useful, like this video, share it with your friends, comment your feedback in the comment box, and in case if you are having any query, just contact me or post a particular question on my Facebook group so that I can answer all those queries. So thank you very much for watching. Keep supporting, keep learning. Have a great day.